Peace, love, and light, everybody. What's happening? Hey, look, my content is for educational purposes only. Can't stress enough for you guys to do your own research. Praise my content. Throw it in the comments if you come across any errors. None of us have been alive long enough to know all that transpired in the past, and none of us can live long enough to know all there is to learn. Okay, with that being said, told y'all I was going to do a video about chakras. Okay? The reason why I'm doing this video is because, as you can see, I keep my crystals, and as of late, I've been being approached, and people are curious as to, what all these crystals is all about. I try to explain to people that, some of them deal with the chakra system. Some of them have certain properties and qualities, and then some of them are for protection. Again, I've mentioned in previous videos that there are people that practice dark arts. That's always been a real thing. So without straying or getting into anything governmental, because that's those that watch the channel, y'all already know, but anyway, let me get into it, man. I'm gonna be reading from this here book. This is a book that I got. It also came with, a poster and some cards, Just to mention, I do have the Crystal Bible. It has every known crystal, its its function, and the properties that it has, and things that you can use them for. But anyway, basically, man, if you've ever seen these are descriptive of the 7 main chakras. So again, this is an informational, foundational video for those of us that aren't, that have yet to be introduced to what the chakras actually are, and what their purpose is, and what they relate to. So this video is dedicated specifically to that. So y'all gonna have to bear with me because I'm gonna have to read. I want to make sure that you guys get the information, so that way, excuse me. A lot of people, I also find that a lot of people have allowed, societal views, to spook them out, about things that actually extend all the way back to our ancient ancestors, So, again, learn your culture. If you're a melanated being, and the sun is your friend, and it helps you to produce vitamin D, you need to learn about your culture. It's all right to know about everybody else's culture, but yours is most important because it's relevant to you, where you've been, where you come from, what you come from, etc. So, all right, enough with that. Let me get to it. I'm going to be reading this page, and it's labeled, "What are chakras?" Chakras are the energy centers of the body. A Sanskrit word, chakra, means wheel or disc, and each chakra moves with a spinning motion, forming a vortex. It is the vortex. No, it is these vortices that filter the energy of the environment around us and disperse it through our body. Knowledge of these energy centers is ancient. I just referred to that. With its precise origins lost in time. It is generally accepted, though, that the knowledge stems from ancient Hindu teachings. Well, they actually go back a little further than that, but, that's irrelevant right now. Just as long as you guys get to understand, what these things are and how they affect you and how you, being cognizant of them and learning how to, clear any blockages that you may have and how to detect if you have any blockages. These things, and again, this is the titty milk. I'm past the titty milk, as you can see. However, I have to keep my viewers in mind and those that may be new to the channel that have no prior or previous knowledge of what the chakra system entails. So, hence the reading. All right. There are 7 major chakras. One enters the physical body at the top of the head, and the other 6 occur along the vertical midline of the body, with energy entering the body from both the front and the back. Remember, anybody familiar with Nikola Tesla? He mentioned energy, vibration, and frequency. Anybody that's not familiar with Nikola Tesla's story, I urge you guys to do a YouTube search and check him out. Trust me. It's a reason why, they took all of his, they stifled, and basically took his inventions, and we still living off of the inventions that he made today. Actually, if there were some honorable men around him or amongst him during his lifetime, we wouldn't be paying for we would be living like the Jetsons. Anybody that watches the channel or seen all my videos, you remember earlier on in the situation, I said, I should have been born into a civilization that was living like the Jetsons, the cartoon, but literally. All right, I'm not going to keep straying. Let me get back to it. It is important to remember that the chakras are constantly interacting, and that they are no more separate from each other than they are from our aura. See, that's another thing that they contribute to and are linked with. Think in terms of the chakras being an intense concentration of energy within our entire energy system. Although the energy moving through the chakras is always moving, the vitality of the energy can lessen if an area of our life is out of balance. Okay? Out of balance. I'll get into it. I'm going to just read through it first. Western cultures generally believe that our behavior and our actions are largely governed by our intellect. In Eastern cultures, the idea that movement of energy into and around our bodies influences our state of mind, and therefore our actions, is well known. These energy channels are also considered part of our connection with the divine, with a higher consciousness. See, anybody that's of a spiritual, practice, lifestyle, or background, that's what we, when we refer to what people call God, that is what we choose to, classify all that as a higher consciousness, Anyway, if you know, you know. If you don't, keep living and learning and research more than what you're comfortable with. Come out your comfort zone, because it's more to life and knowledge and or information than that of which you have been privy to. Please believe that. There are many exercises, meditations, and healing techniques that focus on balancing the chakras and aim to help us remove any blocks or imbalances to the natural movement of energy. It is believed that when the energy of the chakras is flowing freely and operating as an integrated whole, we will operate at our optimum level of physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being, i.e., your senses will heighten. You will have your intellect, your senses, your intuition, that sixth sense that they talk about. Yeah, you'll be introduced to that on a first name basis, and this is also why, for those again that are subscribers or just people that frequent the channel and see what I'm talking about. I also made reference and made a video to your diet, because what you consume, not just orally, but audibly and visually, it makes a difference. Trust me. When you get into this, when you get into energy, vibration, and frequency, all that, practical and so-called, what's the word I'm looking for? It goes beyond intellect. In other words, this here is like considered ancient knowledge, But anyway, all right, we're gonna get into it. The inner energy of the seven chakras. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the first one, the first chakra. The meaning of the Sanskrit name of the first chakra, Muladhara, is root, and it is the first chakra that acts as our root and is concerned with our connection to the earth and our very basic fundamental needs for survival, sustenance, shelter, the health of our physical body, and safety. If the energy of this chakra is depleted or blocked, our connection with nature and the world around us may be weakened. As a result, we are likely to feel spacey or ungrounded and less stable. In this condition, we may neglect our physical needs, and we may become unhealthy and weak as a result of this neglect. If the energy of this chakra is overstimulated, we may become too attached to things of the physical world and place too much importance on material wealth and possessions. We may be unable to develop the higher levels of our nature because we are afraid to risk losing these possessions. A miser, a person who is unable to enjoy their wealth for fear of losing it, is the perfect example of the energy of this chakra being out of balance. This chakra is often referred to as the base chakra, and it's usually of a red hue. In this book, they actually, what it say? It says this chakra is represented by a lotus of 4 petals. The lotus flower is generally red. Okay. Over here on the card, it says the first chakra is located at the base of the spine. The corresponding color to this chakra is red. The Sanskrit name of this chakra is Muladhara, commonly referred to as the base chakra. So basically, just rewind it. That's why I'm reading slow instead of reading fast, as I sometimes do. Second chakra. The energy of the second chakra is concerned with change, with creating form from formlessness, or creativity, whether it is expressed artistically, academically, physically, or in the ultimate creative act, producing a child, is the energy of the second chakra. Second chakra energy is also the source of our sexuality A free flow of energy through this chakra will be manifested as vitality and a passionate approach to life. The Sanskrit name of this chakra roughly translates to sweeten, as the energy of this chakra is concerned with the pleasures of life, with desires, and with nurturing ourselves and our creativity. When it is in balance, this chakra brings an immense amount of pleasure into our lives. It allows us to see the beauty in the people and things around us, and allows us to take delight in our own creative abilities and passions. If we have an excess of energy in this chakra, we may be overly focused on satisfying our desires, or unaware or unwilling to acknowledge that it is not always necessary or healthy to have all our desires met. If we have depleted energy levels in this chakra, we may deprive ourselves of any pleasure or try to deny that we have any desires, and thus stifle our creativity and our passion. This chakra is often referred to as the Sacral Chakra, belly or spleen chakra. Okay. The second chakra is located in the lower abdomen. The corresponding color to this chakra is orange. The Sanskrit name of this chakra is, give me a minute, I'm going to get it right. Svadhisthana. It's Svadhisthana. Swadhisthana. Okay. Swadhisthana. Commonly referred to as the sacral chakra. This chakra is represented by a lotus of 6 petals. Okay. So, basically, those that are overly preoccupied with sex and sexuality, or just, miserly, like I said, everything's mine, I'm the greed, all of that, like it ain't enough of anything to go around, like people in the world prior to this government being in place and, the conquerors, it was enough for everybody, man. They instituted this capitalistic mindset, whereas though it's not enough for everybody. That's due to greed. So anyway, third chakra. The energy of the third chakra is concerned with personal power. Let me stay in the picture. Pardon me, y'all. Our sense of our place in the world, our confidence in ourselves, and our self-esteem are centered on this chakra. It is the seat of our will. Our ability to stand by our convictions and carry out what we have willed is dependent on the energy of this chakra. With this chakra out of balance, we may be overly sensitive to the reactions of other people, feeling indifference or coolness as rejection, and anything less than totally positive feedback as criticism of ourselves. Our inner critic may also be operating at a level where we have little confidence in our capabilities, our worthiness, or our chances of being loved. When this chakra is in balance, we are able to accept the responsibilities that are truly ours and be confident in our actions and abilities. We are able to decide how we wish to act and then maintain our chosen courses of action. We will also be able to function without the approval of everyone around us. That's my specialty. The courage and strength to be who we are without outside approval is a sign of a healthy self-esteem. This chakra is often referred to as the solar plexus or navel chakra. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory, man. The third chakra is located at the solar plexus. The corresponding color to this chakra is yellow. The Sanskrit name of this chakra is Manipura, or Manipura, whichever way you want to pronounce it. Commonly referred to as the solar plexus chakra. This chakra is represented by a lotus of 10 petals. Okay. All right. Oh yeah. On this page, right, it shows the 7 chakras, but it highlights the one we're on. We're on the third one. You know. And if you look at it closely, you'll see that it has 10 petals around it. That's basically, I wanted to just show you all this because I forgot to do so. See, that's the second one. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And then we'll go back to the first one. Yeah. See what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So, on to the fourth chakra. All right. The fourth chakra is concerned with unconditional love. Now, this is a deep one right here. It affects our ability to consider others, to be gentle in our expectations of ourselves, and to empathize with the challenges and joys experienced by others. It is the link between our intellect and our spiritual selves. Unconditional love is a state of being. It can also be a conscious decision. We can engage our will, the third chakra, and direct the love of our fourth chakra to all those around us. When we are aware of how all things are interconnected and give unconditional love to all those around us, we have a great sense of inner peace and well-being. A person who is continually giving, even when they are in need themselves, is likely to be out of balance in third chakra energy. See page 12. We'll go to that in a second. Similarly, someone who denies any empathy with those around them is unable to show compassion is likely to have depleted energy in the fourth chakra. Hold on, let me see something. Okay. This chakra is often referred to as the Heart Chakra. The fourth chakra is located in the middle of the chest. The corresponding color to this chakra is green. The Sanskrit name of this chakra is Anahata, commonly referred to as the Heart Chakra. This chakra is represented by a lotus of 12 petals. Okay, we're on the green right here. All right. That's a heavy one, man, because, a lot of people don't love themselves like they claim to. That's another video for another time, though. All right. The fifth chakra, expression and communication, both verbal and nonverbal, are the themes of the fifth chakra. Some mystics believe that the throat chakra is responsible for the telepathic abilities that are often associated with picking up on the thoughts of others. The thoughts of others, yeah. You may be experiencing these abilities when you know that the phone is about to ring before it does, or when you know who is on the phone before you answer a call. From an energy viewpoint, this kind of telepathy is possible because every living thing is connected by the energy that flows through the chakras. See, our ancestors was in tune with this, and we was the first people to show up here. People used to travel the world from all over the world, or from the far reaches of the world over to Africa, before the continental shift, to sit at the feet of the scholars. The first ever known library is the Library of Alexandria in Africa. So, for those of you guys that really don't know anything about our culture, you need to take some time out and learn about it, man. And stop being fooled by, the conquerors. Let me say it like that, how it is. All right. When this chakra is in balance, we are considered and thoughtful with our communication. I wonder if they meant considerate. I don't know. It may be an oversight. I'm going to read it how it reads. When this chakra is in balance, we are considered and thoughtful with our communications and aware of how they affect those around us. We are able to express our needs and our desires and maintain our personal integrity with our communications, to speak our truth without being hurtful to others. Yeah, I paused like that because it says, and maintain Tour, T-O-U-R. I just read it as our. Just a couple oversights I just noticed. When this chakra is out of balance, we are likely to be over talkative and to speak about nothing in particular. In this state, it is very difficult for us to listen, and those around us are unlikely to spend very long listening to us. When we have depleted energy in this chakra, we are likely to be uncommunicative, or we give unclear messages in our nonverbal communication. This chakra is often referred to as the throat chakra. Excuse me. The fifth chakra is located at the throat. The corresponding color to this chakra is blue. The Sanskrit name of this chakra is Visuddha. Visuddha. Commonly referred to as the throat chakra. This chakra is represented by a lotus of 16 petals. Okay. Yeah. All right. All right. The sixth chakra. The third eye chakra is where the conscious meets the unconscious, where our imagination and inner sight reside. The development of this chakra involves becoming more aware of our intuition and extrasensory perception. This is the energy of clairvoyance and of our abilities such as precognition, the ability to know of an event before it happens, and psychometry, the ability to sense information about an event or a person by touching or holding a related object. I told y'all, they don't pull the stuff that they entertain us in movies out they behind. They get it from somewhere. Everything ain't always about entertainment, regardless of if that's the platform that they present it to us as. It's deeper than, you got to look beyond the surface of, and you also got to be careful of who you take your information from. This is why I have, the disclaimer at the beginning of all my videos. I'm not exempt from that, And anybody that's from a position, hey, this is what it is, and you need to believe me because I know what I'm... No. Especially, you know the old saying, you scratch a story, you find a lie. Anybody that gets, upset or perturbed because you questioning or you're trying to appraise what it is that they said or information that they gave you, scrutinize that person. Okay. An excess of energy in this chakra can mean that a person will be too influenced by the psychic realm and may become ungrounded, disorganized, or disoriented and appear spacey. A depletion of sixth chakra energy can lead to a person being seen as narrow-minded and fixed in their thinking. They may be uncomfortable with anything that challenges them to think or feel something beyond their usual tunnel vision. If we have a balanced sixth chakra, we can utilize this additional information and combine it with our innate wisdom in order to make decisions that are not based on fear or ego. We are able to use our minds and the power of visualization to have a positive impact on our surroundings and to improve the quality of our lives and the lives of those around us. This chakra is often referred to as the brow or third eye chakra. Okay, hold on. I know I forgot something real fast. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's see, page 12. Where was I think it was on the second one. Let's see, page 12. Where it referred. I'm looking for the one that referred us to page 12. That's what I'm looking for. If anybody's wondering. I know. I ain't tripping. See page 12. What was that in reference to? And this is page 12. Alright, well, anyway, okay. The sixth chakra is located at the third eye in the center of the body, just above the eyebrows. The corresponding color to this chakra is indigo. The Sanskrit name of this chakra is Ajna. Ajna, A-J-N-A, Ajna. Commonly referred to as the third eye chakra. This chakra is represented by a lotus of 2 petals, as you can see. Okay. Now, to the seventh chakra. The seventh chakra is about insight, inner knowing, and self-realization. Read that again. The seventh chakra is about insight, inner knowing, and self-realization. It is the home of our spirituality and our connection with the divine. The Sanskrit name for this chakra means thousandfold, referring to the number of petals of the lotus that represents this chakra. It symbolizes the unlimited nature of our thought processes. This chakra is the portal through which the energy that is the human life force enters the body. From the seventh chakra, this energy filters down through every other part of the body and through each of the other chakras. The strength and vitality of this energy in a person reflects their level of personal development. Developed to its full potential, the energy of this chakra brings the highest level of consciousness and is an indication that the person has mastered the challenges of all the other chakras. Many healers and mystics believe that humankind, as part of the evolutionary process, is moving toward an ever larger number of people who are fully developing this chakra. When the majority of people have developed the crown chakra, it is expected that humankind will take a great step forward, away from the needs and conflicts of the lower chakras toward a more spiritually oriented experience. This chakra is often referred to as the crown or coronal chakra. The seventh chakra is located at the top of the head. The corresponding color to this chakra is violet. The Sanskrit name of this chakra is Sahasrara. 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 Commonly referred to as the crown chakra. This crown is represented by a lotus of 1,000 petals. Okay. All right. Now that's the breakdown. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna give y'all. Let me see. Okay. I'm gonna read the next 2 pages and then I'm gonna cut this short. So I'm already, 35 minutes in. Okay, minor chakras. Although the 7 chakras are by far the major energy centers of the body, there are additional minor chakras at the hands and feet and knees. Hold on. At the hands, the feet, and the knees, some researchers have claimed up to 122 secondary chakras. Some mystics also recognize a chakra located below the feet, connecting us to the earth, and another located approximately 30 centimeters, 12 inches above the crown chakra, connecting us to the divine. I told y'all this is something else, Chakras in the hands. To feel the energy centers in your hands, begin by clenching your hands into fists for a few minutes, then relaxing your hands, positioning your hands about 30 centimeters or 12 inches apart. Very gradually move your hands closer together. You may be able to feel an increased pressure between your hands. This is the energy of the minor chakras in your hands. People who practice energy healing techniques often feel quite intense heat flowing from their hands during and after healing sessions as their hands chakras are activated. Okay. This is the last page I'm going to read. It's entitled The Chakras and Our Personal Growth. Okay. Oh, no, I got to read a little further. I gotta read a little further, y'all. Ooh, it gets into Kundalini. This joint gets all the way into the Kundalini. I'm gonna just read the personal growth aspects. It's a few more pages, and then I'll cut it. But this joint, this is actually the first time I've read this book. There's also I gotta make this reference because it's what sparked my interest and my journey into the chakras. And it's an 11-minute video. If you Google the 7 chakras, meanings and functions, that one will get into it. I believe that's the part we're about to get into now. But anyway, I wanted to give you guys that reference. That way, you can have another source of information to draw from as it relates to information, relative to the chakras. The chakras in our personal growth. The journey through the chakras can be seen as a reflection of our personal journey of growth and self-awareness. As we grow and develop, the focus of our lives incorporates the energy of each successive chakra. The first chakra, survival instincts. The first chakra is about our survival. Do I have enough food, water, and money to survive? Do I have shelter? Am I physically safe? The first chakra represents the very base level of instinct of existence for us and reveals our most instinctive selves. Our strongest instincts is to survive, and so until we are confident that these basics of well-being are in place and believe that they will always be available to us, survival will tend to dominate our thoughts and drive our actions. And don't mistake it. The same way if you're not in tune or control of your emotions, your enemies can control you based on that knowledge and your lack of said knowledge. So, just wanted to throw that in there. All right. Okay. The first chakra represents the very base level of existence for us and reveals our most instinctive selves. I think I just read that. Yeah, I did. This doesn't mean that we cannot achieve personal growth unless we become wealthy. Contrary to what, the government pushes on damn near everything you see, your visual diet and your audible diet. They push that commerce and capitalism like no other. Anyway, it is often more a matter of trusting that our world is an abundant place, and that all we need is available to us. I mentioned that earlier, before this society was erected. Come on, man. Do your homework on history and how things were before these guys or these people came into power and defeated our ancestors. Come on, man. I'm not even going to get into that, but read. Don't just go, because if you just going online for your basis of information, you need to understand, you can be misled. Please believe that. You need to have a fundamental book knowledge of a subject matter. You heard what Kiss said. You want to hide something from Anahata, put it in the book. Come on, man. All right. It is also important to recognize that our basic needs are under threat at all times. From events such as losing a job or losing a large amount of money through an unwise investment, our instinct for survival will take over if it is needed. Balancing this chakra means making sure that our basic physical needs are met without these needs becoming an obsession. From an evolutionary perspective, early man's hunting and gathering is very much focused on the energy of the base chakra. Our modern society is much less focused on this level of energy than the very first societies, for whom life revolved almost entirely around the collection of food, finding shelter, and avoiding danger. The second chakra, pleasures, desires, and creation. Okay. Beyond our immediate need for survival, our second chakra is concerned with desires, with sexuality, and with the act of creation. From the perspective of personal growth, this chakra too is very much an instinctive energy. How the energy is developed in this chakra may dictate whether we deprive ourselves of the pleasures of life or follow our desires with such ferociousness that they become addictions, then providing us with very little pleasure. Come on, man. Like, I can speak on that, man. A lot of men and a lot of women, because be honest with you, man, the act of sex, intercourse rather. Let's take it to what it really is. The act of, amalgamation, intercourse. It had different healing properties and multiple uses for manifestation, as opposed to what I and others have done. And some of us are still in that. Whereas though sex is an absolute obsession and addiction, and you really have the only thing is the elongation of ejaculation, and then it becomes perverted, because it's an addiction. Then your appetite start dictating your actions. I've been there. A lot of you guys have been there. Some of you guys are still there. And that's cool. Everybody's in there on this journey of life, Everybody's in their own stages of development. It doesn't make me better because I've been through that phase and have conquered that phase of my life. It just means that I'm somewhere different in my journey than the next person is. All right. From an evolutionary, where am I at? Okay. Where did I do? Okay. Let me see. Okay. From an evolutionary perspective, the second chakra energy came into operation with humankind's realization that by operating as a community rather than as individuals, we could achieve more and make our survival easier. When people settled in one place and began to operate as groups, Sacral Chakra energy was in operation. See, and we've gotten away from that. We've definitely gotten away from that. And it's by no coincidence, and it is definitely by design. MK Ultra. You need to start looking up these governmental programs that deal with mind control. This is why I get on the government every chance I get, because a lot of people just don't understand. You know, they always talk about, well, look at them. They this and they doing that. Okay, every cause has an effect. Every effect has its cause. And just like I said at the beginning of the majority of my videos, none of us have been alive long enough to know all that transpired yesterday. I'm 45. It's things that happened in 1445, 45 AD. Come on, man. This thing goes back, you know. So, that's why I always say, man, unpoke your chest. Don't have your chest all poked out because you got a little piece of paper saying that, come on, man. It's deeper and bigger than all that. You done fell for the bullshit. Pardon my French, man. I'm trying to get away from, the cursing and be a little more professional, But I'm real. Pardon me. All right. Third chakra, relating to the world around us. Our sense of personal power or having choice in our actions without the need to feel power over another person comes as our third chakra is opened and in balance. With the awakening of this chakra comes the realization that we have power over our lives. A lot of us have forgotten that. Although we cannot control every event in our lives, we can shape our futures and the direction our lives take by accepting the responsibility and consciously directing our actions. Instead of get up, go to work, come home, eat, shit, sleep, fuck, get back up, do it all over again. Come on, man. Balance in the third chakra means that we neither seek to overpower others nor allow others to disempower us. And that's my position. I ain't in your way. Stay the fuck out mine. But that in today's society, people so power struck and they want to control everything and micromanage everything. Come on, man. Yeah. We are able to step beyond the circumstances where we feel we have been victims of other people's actions or of events beyond our control and change our perception of ourselves. From an evolutionary perspective, the world is still in the third chakra energy. The Industrial Revolution and subsequent advances in technology have radically changed the lives of many and allowed more people to pursue personal endeavors. But conflicts and power struggles between different communities and between different countries are still resolved through violence and war. It ain't by mistake, y'all. You best believe it. Don't take Malik's word. Use your own mind. You know, information's out there, man. If you really want to find it, it's out there. You know, but you know. Fourth chakra, love. When our ability to take responsibility for our actions is firmly established, we are then able to express love without our own needs, fears, and desires being the motivating factors. Where the second chakra relates to love in terms of sexual expression, the fourth chakra relates to a conscious choice to act with love toward ourselves and those around us. This type of love does not require anyone to change in order to be worthy of receiving it. Unconditional love. Just because you're you. You understand? I don't need you to do everything I say to the letter in order for me to to love you. You know? When we have fully integrated the energy of this chakra, we can recognize that holding on to hurts and grievances benefits no one, least of all ourselves. We find it easy to forgive and to release the emotional pain we experience as part of everyday life. Balance in this chakra means that we are able to give and receive unconditional love, and our actions are based on the premise that all people are deserving of love. See? Again, I like to use the analogy, man. If you've ever been in a near-death situation, or if you've ever been in a situation where you thought you were going to die, measure what was important to you in that moment against how you act on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, I ain't even going to wait on it. I know. Anyway. Fifth chakra, effective communication. This is another biggie. To communicate effectively, we need to be empathetic. To be able to really listen to what another person is saying and try to understand it from their perspective, we cannot be empathetic if, while we are listening, we are also filtering what is being said through our own prejudices, inadequacies, and fears. Told you, a lot of things stem around fear, you know, in one form, fashion, or another. Effective communication also involves being able to express ourselves without seeking the approval or agreement of the person we are speaking with. It is not a prerequisite for you to agree with me or for me to agree with you. We need to be able to speak our truth without requiring a particular reaction or response in order to feel acceptable. If this chakra is out of balance, others may see us as arrogant and self-righteous, allowing little space for the opinions or views of others. Depleted energy in this area may mean that we find it difficult to express ourselves or make ourselves understood. To express the way you feel. Balance in this chakra means that we are able to hear and be heard without past emotional hurts or current fears and feelings of shame affecting what we say and what we hear. Oh, this is heavy. Sixth chakra, imagination and inspiration. Rediscovering our imagination and allowing ourselves to tune into our intuitive nature are the gifts of the sixth chakra. At some point along the path of personal development, most of us will recognize that we have access to a far greater wisdom than we ever realized. As our personal development continues, we are increasingly able to make judgments and decisions based on what we know. It didn't say hope, believe. It said what we know to be true without needing to have a rational or logical explanation for our knowledge. Listening to our intuition can be difficult at first because education, the false sense of security. At least in the Western world, is based almost entirely on facts and logic. See, if you, I've said it already in the video. I'm gonna just read. There is little room in this system for developing our intuition. Facts are either right or wrong, and an argument or line of thoughts is either logical or illogical. Intuition, on the other hand, is neither right or wrong, neither logical nor illogical. It simply is. Balance in this chakra allows us to connect fully to our intuition and confidently make decisions based on the information we gain from this. I told y'all, tap in. Turn your energies inward instead of fixating and focusing on everything and everybody external. You never know, man. You try something new. You keep doing what you always did, you're going to continue to get what you always got. Seventh chakra, knowledge and spiritual enlightenment. An imbalance in this chakra may present itself as mental instability, with an excess of energy resulting in episodes of manic or psychotic behavior. Without self-awareness and balance, excess energy in this chakra can also express itself as a drive to collect possessions and material wealth and to build a sense of personal power. Depleted energy in this chakra may generate feelings of despondency and depression, with the person having little drive or energy to make choices and take direction in their lives. Following someone else's direction without thinking or challenging them becomes the easiest option. Blind following. Eventually, a person like this may feel a complete lack of any sense of personal power. Balance in this chakra leads to what has been described by yoga adepts, and an adept is like somebody that's a professional or extremely proficient in any one field. Where's that? Okay. Balance in this chakra leads to what has been described by yoga adepts as a blissful and ecstatic state. This is the final stage of evolution of the physical body, and it brings with it a sense of inner peace, access to our innate wisdom and understanding, and awareness of our connection with all other living beings. I'm going to read that again. This is the final stage of evolution of the physical body, and it brings with it a sense of inner peace, access to our innate wisdom and understanding, and awareness of our connection with all other living beings. In this state, we are able to recognize within ourselves any patterns of thoughts and behaviors that are dysfunctional and effortlessly release them from our psyche. Okay, I'm going to end it with this. I got to read this part. This is Chakras and Kundalini. See those two snakes that you see on the hospital thing? They stole that. Just like everything else they stole. Yeah. And they converted it and distorted it into what modern medicine has become. That's another video for another time. Sorry, Big Pharma. Chakras and Kundalini. Kundalini is an energy force that may spontaneously rise from the base chakra, moving through the chakras and activating each as it ascends. The Kundalini eventually makes its way to the crown chakra, causing an opening and expansion of that chakra. In traditional teachings, The rising of the Kundalini is thought to be triggered by or the result of an increase in spiritual understanding and consciousness. Those who practice yoga may consciously focus on encouraging the Kundalini energy to rise up the spine by using certain postures, purification rituals, and breathing techniques. They may also choose to follow a guru or spiritual teacher in the belief that the spiritual enlightenment of the teacher may be passed on to them. The rising of the Kundalini may occur spontaneously. Some say that the rising feels as if a serpent is uncoiling from the base chakra and intensifying the activity of each chakra as it rises. For some, the process of Kundalini has been described as happening in a moment. Others may experience this intense movement of energy over weeks or months. The serpent goddess Kundalini. In ancient Hindu mythology, the goddess Kundalini, one incarnation of the great mother deities, was represented as a serpent sleeping coiled at the base of the spine. As a symbol of our connection to the divine feminine, the energy of Kundalini lies waiting at the base chakra, For the soul to fulfill its highest potential, the Kundalini energy must rise upward through the chakras toward the divine masculine of the crown chakra. I told you, we all embody feminine and masculine qualities. I told y'all. And this is my first time reading this. It's just confirmation. That's all. The divine masculine of the crown chakra. This union of the feminine and masculine is also the joining of the creative and the sexual energies. You know, here it is. Look at the snakes. I just told you. Look at the snakes. Yeah. You can look on pyramids and see that. Come on, man. I ain't gonna take it no deeper. This video ain't about that. But anyway, man, I told y'all I was gonna do a video about the chakras, man, and this is it. Hopefully this was informative, and it was my intention that somebody or anybody that, you know, can understand the dialogue that I put forth and read from the documentation that I showed y'all, the book, and the power of chakras. That's what it looks like. Anyway, again, man, hopefully somebody, you know, could derive some benefit from this video, man. It was my pleasure to chop it up and share a little bit of knowledge that I have and enlighten those that may have not been enlightened on the topic. So with that being said, y'all, go ahead and enjoy the rest of the evening. I'm going to do the same, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, man.